I just finished building my glorious little house. Let's take a look inside. Oh no, it looks like I forgot to build a staircase. Whatever shall I do? So first up, we're gonna need some fancy elevator doors that'll open whenever we call the elevator. So using regular blocks would only let us have a block here and here, which then could move to here and here. However, we don't want them to just move. No. Elevators open smoothly. So if we want to move a block smoothly, that means that there has to be a stage where it's in between these two blocks. And luckily for us, a block called the falling block can do that perfectly. So using that command, we now have an andesite block that is in between both of these blocks. So this is a full block, this is a full block, and this andesite block is in between them. Which means what we can do is we can slowly move it from here all the way to here. But as you'll notice, this is not a real block. So to give this thing a hitbox, we can summon a mob with a notoriously square shell. And that mob is, of course, a shulker. So now we can walk on top of this thing, but it's still going to open its shell and make noises. So to fix that, we can give it the tag silent and no AI. And then finally, we can give this thing the invisibility effect. However, if we summon a shulker to our current coordinates, as you can see, the shulker will attach onto the closest block, which is not what we want. So instead what we can do is use this command to summon the shulker riding an armor stand, which can have a variable position. And now, this shulker can be on any block that we want. As you can see, it's nowhere near centered, but it still has a hitbox. So when the shulker is riding the armor stand, the shulker's hitbox is pretty much exactly 1.5 blocks above the floor. So now all we should have to do is use a simple command to teleport the armor stand into the falling block. And there we go, now we have a falling block with a hitbox. And the last step is just to make this shulker invisible. And now we have a fully functional uncentered block. So using the same mechanic that I just showcased over here, I think I've made a data pack that'll make a 3x2 door right here out of falling blocks and shulkers. So if we type /reload, then there we go. It looks like I forgot to make the shulkers invisible, but it is working. So now we have ourselves a 2x3 wall of impenetrable falling blocks. So in theory, if I type /trigger open, we should see this door open. I have no clue if this will work. I haven't tested it. Let's see. It did not. Alright, take two. Well, it worked, but it wasn't exactly very lag friendly. So it turns out that the issue I was facing wasn't actually lag at all. It's just that falling blocks take a second to teleport. So if I have a falling block over here, as you can see it's not a real glowstone, and then I teleport it to me here, it teleports, but it takes like half a second. And this is exactly what's happening with our elevator doors. Because the entire animation only takes a second, that means that they basically only have time to move twice during that whole time, which is exactly what we see. So they move once, and then twice. However, I think I do have a fix to this. Because if we summon a falling block, it happens instantly. As you can see, there's no delay here, and it immediately summons as soon as I press the command. Which means that what we should be able to do, in theory at least, is summon the falling blocks each time it teleports and kill the old ones. So in theory, that should now be done. So if we run our trigger command, that is absolutely perfect. So I've changed out the block palette as well as added an elevator shaft behind it because now it's time to work on the actual elevator itself. Well, this cheeky fellow just came in to test our elevator for us. So sure, buddy, go inside. Oh my god, he's actually doing it. Let's go, what a legend! So my idea to make the player move upwards is to use the levitation effect. Now of course, we can have a visual floor underneath the player that moves at the same speed, but I just want to see what levitation 1 looks like and if it'll be fast enough or too slow. So that'll be /effect give at s levitation, and it'll be level 0 because that's how Minecraft works. Levitation 0 is actually level 1. I think this is a pretty good speed for our elevator. Alright, so now when we walk into our elevator, we should get levitation, so our doors open up, and I still think this looks absolutely awesome, by the way. We go in, we get levitation, we go up onto the second floor, and then our levitation should run out, and there we go. So currently, the way that I'm detecting when the player steps inside the elevator is by having diamond blocks underneath here. And when I step on top of the diamond blocks, then we float upward. So this seems like it was pretty quick, but in theory, the entire functional part of the elevator should now be done. So let's just see. So we open up this, and we step on, and nothing works. Yay! So I purposefully made the blocks on the floor of the elevator into chiseled quartz rather than just smooth quartz so that we could see if they spawned or not. And as you can see, they have spawned, and we can even see the armor stands and the shulkers in spectator mode. But somewhere in the opening process they go away, so let's see when exactly that is. Right when the doors opens. So maybe there's some issue with the doors opening that's causing the problem? Okay, so it turns out when I was killing these to resummon them to open the door, I was actually killing all the falling blocks in the world, including the ones on the floor. So now it should only kill the ones in the door. So if we slash reload, and now we open this thing, it didn't kill any, and my game is about to crash. And look at that, my game crashed. Beautiful. Okay, but I think now it should actually properly be working, so if we open this up, and we step onto the platform, yeah, there we go, we got a fully functional opening elevator door. Although, we are kind of inside the door a little bit. Okay, so I don't know what I did, but whatever I did fixed it, because now we don't get stuck on the floor, and we're just floating comfortably on top of the elevator. And now it becomes apparent that we actually need to move this thing a little bit faster than it's currently going. Okay, so the whole levitation thing wasn't working, so I ended up just using a teleportation system instead. So when we step on, we get teleported into the center of the elevator, and then hopefully when we get up to the top, we fall through, and there's blocks ahead, and then we start crawling, and oh no, I'm getting squished. So we step on top, we get sent upward, and can we not fall through this time? Nice. Okay, so what we have currently is a platform that moves up and down through a chamber. So now I hopefully have added the closing animation for the doors as well. So we open up the doors, step inside, and they close, and well, that works. But now we're just stuck in here, so there seems to be something wrong with us actually going up. But that should now all be fixed, so if we do slash trigger open, opens up the doors, step inside, now we close the doors, and now the elevator starts going up. And the doors disappear. That actually explains why the floor here is not chiseled quartz. Okay, let me fix that. So hopefully this will work. If the doors close, and then... Oh, okay. Okay, well it works better now, but for some reason when I step into the elevator, so the doors are gonna close, it waits a second, once the scoreboard reaches 100, then they go through each other. So I fixed that, and now this elevator is looking properly amazing. But don't go yet, because we're almost done, and there's only one more thing that we need to do. Okay, so what we have currently is a platform that moves up and down through a chamber. But if it's gonna be an actual elevator, we need it to seem like an actual room. And what do rooms have? They have roofs. So we need to give this thing an actual roof on top of it, so that it gives the illusion that you're inside of a room. Okay, so I sort of jumped the gun here, but now this entire thing is complete, and look how amazing it is. We walk into our house, and we immediately are greeted with a button and 2 closed elevator doors. We press the button to open up the elevator, we step inside, and after a second, the doors close. Now you've already seen the part where we go upwards, but look at this incredible ceiling that I've designed. It took a ton of effort and finicking to get the glowstone to work properly and to hang at the correct level, and it even has a hitbox, and I think this turned out absolutely incredible. And when we reach the top, a note block plays a celebratory ding, and we're able to step out. Oh, I just love it so much, and then as soon as we step out, the doors start closing, and we can even take it down. I'll be quiet for this part because I also added some elevator music. I'm so happy with it. Anyway, if you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and bye!